When we talk about digital money, obviously, I think one of the hardest hurdles to overcome is initial distribution. How do you get a cryptocurrency out into the world for the first time? How do you get a currency into people's hands for the first time? And obviously, the question is to ICO or not. So with Nano and how we kind of differ from the rest of the space when it came to initial distribution was that firstly, Nano was given away for free, where ICOs only really benefit those with capital in our minds, which really is the antithesis of why cryptocurrency was designed in the first place. And so what we did instead is that we created a website. And on that website, we called it the Faucet. So on that website, users could solve Google captchas and would get given Nano, formerly called Ray blocks, back in the day during this Faucet time, every hour based on how many captchas were solved. At the time, I think we were taking up 11% of Google's captcha data, which is pretty insane when you consider, firstly, how large a percentage that is for such a small coin and company at the time. So this process benefited those people with the most amount of time, and their time was valued the least on a global scale. And that really allowed us to get Nano into the hands of people in emerging markets. People were earning more through solving captchas than the daily and weekly wage. And this allowed us to really put, firstly, Nano into the hands of where people really need it. We really believe that, and we are really focusing on the fact that in emerging markets and emerging economies, cryptocurrencies and Nano especially, it's a necessity. It's not just a nice to have. And I think here, especially here in London, we are privileged beyond belief here in the Western world around competitive rates and the nice to have choices that we have. And I think we often forget around the necessity of cryptocurrencies and what it can tangibly bring and change markets and inclusion in markets, democratizing the global economy for everyone to be able to access for the first time. So our faucet was open for 2 years, from 2015 and 2017. And as I said, we took up 11% of Google's capture data. So this is how we managed to get Nano out into the world in this first kind of initial distribution. And obviously, I think, the majority of the space have gone the other way, which is the ICOs. Now, we can all have our different views on that. But what we are so proud of with Nano is that we have, through this distribution, have secured ourselves being deemed a non-security, whereas the rest of the space are obviously depending on regulations, and they're all being decided as we speak, but will be deemed as a security. Now, we really believe that Nano had to be a non-security to be really deemed a global currency. And this is the way that we managed to do this through our initial distribution.